What is up, folks? This is GuitarFlat, and welcome to my R&D world. Research and development. My test world, pretty much, so to speak. So, I've been doing a lot of playing around since 1.5. 0.1's come out, the Redstone update. And one of the most interesting problems that has come up that I find, worth playing around with and trying to figure out is this sucker over here. Brewing stands. I wanted automatic brewing stands. And for the last week and a half, I've been trying a lot of different things, trying a lot of different builds and designs, trying to come up with some decent, brewing stand setups. So, kind of in this week and a half of work, I've come up with two different designs that kind of serve two different applications. So, this first build over here is a automatic brewing stand, and what this does is it will continuously make one of a particular potion. So, let's make sure there's water bottles in here. I cannot remember, because I've been doing a lot of testing with it. There we go. Okay. So how this works is you just go over here, you grab your potion out, and boom, it starts making the same potion again. No need to put in any input on your part other than taking out the existing potions. So, I know what you're thinking. No, GuitarFlat, why would I want something that only makes one potion? Right, well, it's still very useful. I'll admit, it's rigid. It can only do one potion at a time. But that doesn't make it any less useful. In fact, I kind of brew my intended use for it anyway, what I'll be using it for here in the future, fire resist potions. This is a nice design to set up somewhere public, like a nether hub, or your portal even, your nether portal, where someone who's going to go into the nether might want some fire protection. They're going to go run about, slaying ghasts or something, or going and exploring nether fortresses. So what they do is they just run up, they get what they need, and then they go off and they do their thing, and this thing will do its thing. It'll brew potions, and everyone's happy, because then the next person can come, or you might want to use it again later. You just come back and get the potions and stuff. Another use might be if maybe you have long distance travel and you're not using a nether for whatever reason. Maybe you're on a server where you can't access the nether. You could use this at certain strategic locations to make speed potions to help you run from point A to point B. So, how does this work? It's pretty straightforward, I think. So what we have going on here is there is a comparator. Help me out on the pronunciation there on that. But anyway, this thing is checking the inventory of the brewing stand. And once the brewing stand gets to, no inventory, this stops sending signal. And when this stops sending signal, this turns on, because this is just a simple inverter. And when this turns on, it triggers all of the water bottle droppers, and it also triggers this array here, which is an dropper chain here for all the ingredients. So we got this one's actually making 4 ingredients, the other one was only using 3. And it drops all the stuff here to make splash potions of regeneration with extended time. We'll go ahead and grab all these, see? And boom. Everything's dispensed. Sorry, not dispensed. Everything is dropped, and it makes the next potion. It's not too bad, resource-wise. I mean, you can drop these chests, these hoppers here, this one here, and this one here. These are just here so I can have not only easy refilling of water bottles, but also it allows for extra surplus of water bottles, so you don't have to refill as much. But yeah, you just take everything out, and it starts making the next potion. Pretty handy, but like I said, it is a little restrictive. It only makes one potion. So, for people who want more of a potion slab, I've got this. This is an Auto-Brewing Potion Slab. This is actually a 1.5 upgrade for CNBMinecraft's pocket-sized potions laboratory. There'll be a link in the description. His design is probably one of my favorite kind of older potion laboratory setups. And the way it worked was you just press, you choose these additives, extend time, you can make it better, add splash, or reverse the effect. You use levers to decide how you want those to play into your potion, and you press a button, and it'll drop all the ingredients you need, and then you take those ingredients and you brew. But with 1.5, I wanted to incorporate automatic brewing into a system, which actually proved to be a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be, because CNBMinecraft's design does not incorporate any sort of control, or it doesn't have very much control anyway, on what order items come down. So I had to do a little bit of reworking back here on how this works, primarily in the additives. The potion additives were the big problem. These pretty much transferred over just fine. Droppers, changing the dispensers to droppers made things pretty simple, but these were the real problem. Trying to maintain the easy selection while also incorporating control into how the ingredients go into the hopper system here. What order are they in? So I've got it extend time, I've got it to splash. We're going to make a potion of swiftness. So bottles of water are being fed from this chest into this hopper straight into the brewing stand. So yeah, you just select your additives, you press the button, and then it just starts brewing. So first comes in the nether wart, and then after the nether wart, we should see the sugar. Yep. And actually, you can check here to see what the Q is. Then we have gunpowder and redstone. And so, like his design, whenever you press a button, it'll set off one of these particular specific item dispensers, which are now droppers. It'll also fire off this dropper here, which is for the nether wart. And if you have an additive that's set up, it'll also dispense those here at the end. It keeps the same footprint as his design, and aside from the changes to the additives, mostly the guts are the same. There's just a few changes to incorporate for the brewing stand and for how things fall. But it works, and it works well. It's pretty much consistent. I had a lot of problems with trying to get these things to... These things wanted to beat the ingredients all the time, and it was just how the droppers were facing and how to kind of uniform them with the rest of this build. But there you go, Potions of Swiftness, 6 seconds. And when you remove them, water bottles are there, ready for the next thing. And I always thought his design looked like a face. I kind of wanted to keep that here. You don't have to make it look like that, but I just wanted to showcase these two designs. Had a lot of fun working on these in the last week and a half, and if there's interest for it, I will more than gladly put together a tutorial. I think these are kind of straightforward, but I'll definitely do those if needed. But I think this one probably could use a tutorial, something to really wrap up how these kind of work out now. 'Cause they are a little different. So, thanks for watching as always. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I also hope that this has inspired you in some way, in maybe your projects, if you're working on stuff. Even if you don't do things exactly the way I did them, I hope that they helped you realize the way you wanted to do them. So, thanks for watching as always, and until next time, hasta luego.